Hey guys, we are on here tonight talking about the compensation plan. And we're going to be talking tonight, of course, about the 6 ways of earning. Remember, listen, we've got people flocking to LifeWave by the droves. True story. We've got so many people that are coming from all walks of life, all network marketing companies. Like Scott says, there's actually kind of this mass exodus happening in a lot of companies because there's too much competition. The quality of some of these other products in the marketplace are going way down. Places like Herbalife, which is a billion-dollar company, is cut entire ways of making money, right, guys? We know that there is this major kind of transference happening right now in the space of network marketing, which makes it a huge, huge opportunity for every one of us. Because a couple key things, David Schmidt, first of all, servant leader, lover of the Lord, innovator of the year in all of direct sales network, right? But really the biggest thing that he has is a heart for you, a heart for us, a heart for the brand partners. In fact, he says the relationship he has with his brand partners is sacred. So what I love about David, he's still the owner, he's still the creator and inventor, and he's still here. Like, you can't get this guy to walk away, right? He's got a 3-year vision, 5-year vision, 7-year vision, 10-year vision in place. A lot of these net marketing companies, we hear about it all day, every day. They hand it off to their children, now the grandchildren, and that got sold off to a board, and that got sold off to an investment group, right? And now these companies are frazzling and falling apart at the seams. And honestly, I think part of it is because the authenticity and the root system is no longer there. And what happens when anybody knows what happens when the root system is gone? Boom, the tree rots and falls over, right? So this is why this is happening in so many network marketing companies, is that they handed over their authenticity and their root system to maybe an investment group that knew nothing about network marketing. Maybe they handed it over to a product that was going to be a white labeled product, and they let some scientist talk about it. That's not the founder. They just hired this guy, right? And maybe it was good, bad, or ugly. I don't know. So they're making a lot of poor decisions. And I think the reason it is because with AI, competition is getting more and more steep. Would you guys agree? Competition is getting more and more steep in every arena. I just listened to a talk, and they said that within 3 years, 55% of the jobs that are currently in the workplace will no longer be a job. It'll have been taken over by AI. And I said, I've been saying this for about 1.5 years, 2 years to Scott. I said, with AI coming in, people are going to college for things that they will never get jobs in. Because the bottom line is AI is moving at a rapid pace. So in the world of sales, I just listened to this whole talk where they said the one thing going on in China right now is social selling. And what that means is people are not looking at the advertisements anymore. They don't care so much about, remember in the olden days, it was Consumer Reports. Maybe I'm dating myself. Do you guys remember that magazine? We'd get the Consumer Reports magazine, and my mom and dad would look at the vacuum cleaners of which one we should purchase, right? It's no longer that. It's all social selling. And what that means is kind of the loudest barking dog wins sometimes on social media. And so it's not always the greatest products that are moving on social media. And that's why we have something to be so proud of, because we know we have the #1 phototherapy product in the world, the #1 innovation in the world, the #1 comp plan to actually reward people that are talking about this in the world. And how I know this is we deal with people every day that are exiting other network marketing companies and coming to LifeWave. And it's very interesting when we have conversation with these leaders. We'll say to these leaders that are coming in, they're coming in from other network marketing companies, and they'll say things to us like, well, our company decided that it needs to be, it's a gig economy, so there's more than one company that people should be able to represent. So then they'll go to the founder, or they'll go to the president or the country manager, and they'll say, hey, listen, we're thinking about doing another country because, our pay has dropped over here selling essential oils or whatever they're selling, right? Selling collagen. My pay has dropped, or selling this nutraceutical that I'm competing with 27,000 other multivitamins, right? My pay has dropped. And then those founders of those companies will say, yeah, that's okay. You can go anywhere. It's a gig economy. We allow you to do more than one network marketing company now. And then they'll say, well, where are you planning on going? And guess what people say? LifeWave. And then guess what the owners and presidents of the other companies say? Of course it's LifeWave. Of course you're going to LifeWave. This is the talk in the marketplace. Trust me when I tell you this is happening, because I'm dealing with these leaders every day, and everybody, all these other network marketing companies. When David Schmidt said the Lord gave him a vision of not $1 billion company, but billions, trust me when I say that's about to happen. Okay. And we are all part of that. And that is because the root system, let's just call it David Schmidt as the root system, still exists, right? And he's not sold out. He's not dumbed down, watered down these products. He's not sold out to somebody that doesn't care about the people, right? In fact, he's making it better. He continues to improve the culture, the pay, the product lineup of LifeWave. Would you guys agree or disagree? It only is getting better and better. It's like the root system is getting wider and deeper. And meanwhile, everything else is getting blown over by a hurricane, right? And they're all looking for a new home and they're coming to LifeWave. All right. So be on your lookout, be on your guard. I don't want you to lose out on $1 million or helping 1 million people, because you might be thinking of friends that are part of other network marketing companies. And when I tell you, when people say, oh, I'm doing fine, fine is not a good word. Okay. Fine is a poor word. Fine in many network marketing companies means their pay has been cut in a tenth and they're trying to figure out what to do because they can't pay their bills. Okay. And again, we're having conversations with these people every single day. Every single day. Like this is a true story of what Scott and I are living through right now. So if you know people in other networks, it's time to develop the glory courage and to pick up the phone and call these people up and say, listen, I have a new home for you. I have something that will absolutely change your life and your finances. I know things have been difficult. I know things have changed. I know you've got 5 new, managers and country, some of these companies, they think getting a new manager is going to be the solution, right? A new president of the company. So they've gone through like 3, 4, 5 of these presidents in 6 years. Well, do you think that's making the root system deeper and wider or shallower? It's like people are losing trust every time that happens, right, guys? And we just continue to grow in leadership. We continue to grow in product development and innovation. And honestly, we just continue to grow in integrity. I'm just going to say that because I feel like the biggest thing that we have that a lot of other network marketing companies lack is we've got David Schmidt. We've got David Schmidt. We've got integrity, right, guys? And the truth is this guy is all about you, the brand partners, with over 201 patents. Obviously the guy's an inventor. He's a lover of people. He believes that diseases can be reversed, bodies can be healed. Doesn't hurt that he's a believer in our Lord. I love that part about him. I love that he believes in freedom. How many of you know finding a founder of a company like this that believes in the freedom to stand on stage and bring somebody in like Mickey Willis, the freedom to bring somebody in on stage, like these incredible people that he continues to bring in that are directing and showing you that this company represents freedom, right? They want people, the next power generation system. Scott and I found out we won this trip to Denmark with a couple other people. We're heading over to Denmark. Congrats to Terry Beatley on our team. She also won it. Senior Presidential Director Elite. And so they're sending us over to Denmark. And you know what they're sending us there to do? To look at the home power generation system. How excited do you think I am about this? I'm like, can we just load that bad boy up on the airplane and bring it back to ND? Right, guys? And so very exciting that we get a sneak peek of everything that's coming in the future, but it's not slowing down. Like I said, the integrity is rich. The roots are so deep. And it just keeps flourishing on the top side. So in 2008, many of you know, David started focusing on stem cell research. He believed the body was designed by God to heal. He believes in regenerative healthcare, regenerative medicine. And this is the stage that all of us are moving into. It took 10 years and $4.5 million to bring to market the X39 patch. But the technology, the phototherapy technology, you guys, is not new. It's a 21-year-old company that started with the Navy SEALs. And I think it's so important to say this because some people, if you're just doing LifeWave to be an ambulance chaser, which means you're only chasing after sick people all the time, you got to remember where this technology started. It started with the highest performance athletes on the planet, the Navy SEALs, right, guys? That's where it started. It didn't start, with a decrepit situation, right? It wanted these performance athletes to get them stronger, fitter, faster, and have no crash. And then, of course, the Olympians were using it, right? And they were breaking their own records in practice because they were wearing the phototherapy energy enhancer patches, the first patch created by LifeWave. So you got to remember the roots of our company are not just like, sickness and helping people get well from sickness. The roots of our company are performance, winning, endurance, strength, vitality, right? That is like where the original root system of the company started. And then David figured it out because of course our body's emitting light, right? Our bodies are emitting a frequency, actually, right? A healthy body emits a frequency versus a sick frequency. Have you guys ever heard somebody that's very like excited like me? My voice is very loud and robust. Have you ever heard somebody that's kind of whispering and quiet because they're sick? That frequency that they're putting off is different. Would you guys agree? So we are all emitting this frequency that we're pushing out. And again, I believe, listen, I told Scott this the other day. About 10 years ago, I was at a Tony Robbins event in Las Vegas, and I'll never forget it. And Tony Robbins, there was like 10,000 people in the room, and this guy talks for like 12 hours. And his energy and his state is tip top. Like he never loses the enthusiasm, right? And I'll never forget it. There was two women next to me. They were like 78 and 79. And at the beginning of this, they were like these church ladies, right? That somehow attended this Tony Robbins event, right? And here I am sitting next to them. They're like little church ladies. They're so sweet with their gray hair. And we're sitting there and they're listening. By the end of this conference, the 78 and 79-year-old woman are standing on top of their chairs. They're not holding the back of it. They're actually on the seat of their chair, standing up, like rallying and cheering. And I remember looking at these women like these elderly women are like animals. And the reason I tell you this story is because we can all change our state. It proved to me that we can change our state. And we don't talk enough about this, but some of you, sometimes me even, I need to alter my state for the result I'm looking for. Would you guys agree? You guys get what I'm saying here? Some of you, you want the result of financial freedom. You want the result of having 100, 200, 500 people on your team. You might need to change your state like the 78 and 79-year-old did. Okay, that happened. Like they didn't leave. We didn't leave. They didn't go home and sleep on it, right? They literally made a decision to change their state, to go from somber and church lady-like to get a hold of life-like, right? And when I witnessed that, I remember calling Scott that night and saying, I have never seen anything like this in my life, where this guy can move people to change their state like that. And he talks all about this. He says, change your state to change your life. Change your state to change your life. If you're living in a sickness, a frequency, it's very low energy. If you're living in a poverty frequency, I don't want to make any money frequency. If you're living in I can't do it, no one's helping me frequency, victim, right? It's very low frequency. Okay. And so we have to make the decision like, I'm taking back my power. And those women did that and were on the chair screaming. I mean, I was throwing the high fives like this. I mean, I actually was kind of close to them because I thought if they fall off, I'm going to catch them real quick because I'm pretty athletic, because I was a little nervous for them because they were kind of like jumping on the chairs. But I said to Scott, it was incredible that someone could change their state like that. And we all have that capacity and that ability. Now, some of you, when you're talking the business, the reason I wanted to look at you is because we're all emitting this frequency. We're all emitting this energy, this light. We know certain things increase our light. We know that exercise increases your light. When you exercise, I got news for all of you. Work in this business, and if it's hard to talk to people, go for a walk and make a phone call right when you're done. Or better yet, I sometimes walk and talk, and so I'm panting while I'm talking to people. And they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm running Nike, right? And then they think to themselves, like, she's serious about this. She's like running her dog and calling me, right? And so, but they can hear it. They hear that state that I'm in. It's an energized state. It's a high frequency state. You guys get what I'm saying? So I used to have a friend and she said, gosh, Renita, I can't get excited like you. I said, do 50 jumping jacks, clap your hands, rub them together, go walk your feet in the grass, go get some sunshine on your face, drink a glass of salt water, do something, drink the Celergize, right? Do something to alter that frequency that you're pushing out, because people can feel energy. People are recognizing energy. Do you know that they feel your energy before you say your first sentence? How many of you know that? The way you carry yourself, the way you dress, the way your posture is, the way it's all, they are looking at you, determining if they want to listen to what you're saying. Okay? I just listened to this talk and it was incredible about people that are trying to create wealth. And you know, when Christian people are saying, I don't care about the money, but they can't pay their bills. They're always looking for a handout. When I'm representing Christ like that, like, oh, I'm so hard up, I can't do anything. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't make me be a good representation for the kingdom of heaven on earth. Just like if you're always walking around angry, just like if you're always sick and you're talking about it on Facebook, why would anybody want to buy a patch from you? You get what I'm saying? You got to change the state to change your life. Okay, guys? Be joyful. Put joyful music on, right? Sometimes I just put this gal on. She's so hilarious. Do you guys want to see her? And then I'll get back to the 6 ways of earning. I got to show you because she's so funny. Let me just show you her. And maybe you won't think she's funny, but I think she's hilarious. And sometimes when I just want to get my joy back and get a little laughter going, I go follow this lady. She's hilarious. Her name is Peaches. Have you ever heard of her? Peaches. Let me see this. Now let me see if I can find her exact thing on Facebook as I tell you that. That's funny. Here, Peaches. Scott, what's her name? Peaches. No, it's Peaches and something else. Scott's going to find it for me because it's easier to find on my phone. Here, hang on a second. I'll grab it on my phone and Facebook. You got to see this lady. Sometimes I listen to 2, 3 of her videos, and you know what I do? I call people. I'm not kidding when I'm telling you this. I literally will listen to 2 or 3 of her videos, and then I pick up the phone and dial. And what happens is people are actually saying to me over the phone, Renita, you sound like you're laughing. You sound like you're smiling. And it's actually because I am. You guys get what I'm saying? Because I actually change my state on purpose sometimes before I make phone calls, right? You guys get what I'm saying? This is a powerful thing. Scott will try to find her for me. Find out what her name is. Her name is Peaches something. Scott's going to go look for it for me. Meanwhile, I'll get back to the 6 ways of earning and I'll show you Peaches at the end because she's hilarious. All right, let's get back on over here. So we're looking at these beautiful 6 ways of earning, guys. Think about these ways. They are awesome. Each one is better than the next. Again, next level convention coming up 8th through the 10th. You can still go in person or you can make the decision that you want to go virtually. And again, Scott's going to be putting that code in our Facebook group talking about that because you can actually attend the convention virtually for those of you that can't make it out to Orlando this time. All right, so here it is, guys. 2021, the company was rocking and rolling 20 to 30 million. 2022, the company bulleted to 320 million. How did they do that? They launched the hero product X39. And when they launched that product single-handedly just bulleted the company to the top because honestly, there's nothing else in the world like a phototherapy patch that activates and regenerates the copper peptide GHKC, which we now know activates our stem cells. So there's nothing in the world that does what our product does for less than $100 a month, right? So you can see that continued growth. 2023, 430 million, 2024, over $600 million. We're number 1 in momentum. We're the number 1 growth company in the world for 2024 and 25. And our founder, David Schmidt, is the innovator of the year for 2025. And again, a lot of these network marketing companies are falling apart because they're not innovating, right? We need everybody to innovate if they're going to stay in this game, because like I said earlier, with AI, 55% of the jobs in 3 years are not going to exist. We've got to be with the company that is number 1 in innovation. Would you guys agree? That is crucial in this moment with AI entering the marketplace. And so 6 ways to earn, guys. Remember, if you're just getting started on this tonight, hopefully you got started at the core, advanced, or premium packages. Those packages are amazing because they're the wholesale price. They allow you to always purchase at the wholesale price. Plus, you get the best deal for the most amount of patches. In addition to launching your wholesale package, you're actually launching your business. So LifeWave gives you an automatic website. As soon as you purchase the core, advanced, or premium, you get your own website. You actually get your own app called LifeWave In Touch. And as soon as you do that, you're in business, baby. You're an entrepreneur. Welcome to entrepreneurship. It is so much fun. You get to be you get to create your destiny and design your life. And so when you're looking at core pack, that's a great option for one person who just wants to try the patches themselves. You know what I mean? It's a great option for a lot of people. Maybe you're talking to a younger person, early 20s, doesn't have much income right now, still finishing college. The core is a great option, right? Gives them patches to be able to wear, patches to be able to sell or share if that's what they want to do. And the advanced package is a great option for somebody. If you talk to them, they want to help themselves, their wife, you know, maybe their kids want it, their next door neighbor needs it. When they start naming names, right? You'd say, you know what, listening to your goals and who you want to help, the advanced package seems like the right pack for you, right? And then, of course, the premium package is for the serious entrepreneur. Remember, that promotion goes until midnight tonight. So if you've got people on your team that have not advanced yet to the premium, when you pick up the phone and call them, remember, you are going to receive, I think it's an additional $250. Let's say they go from the advanced package to the premium. Guys, the LifeWave is not only going to give you the difference that you're making between the 75 and 405, they have that nice incentive going on until tonight at midnight where you're receiving an additional bonus, guys. I think it's $250 when they upgrade to the premium. So can you imagine that you earned $655? What? I mean, think about this for a second. So some of you might need to make a couple phone calls tonight. If you didn't know that promotion is going on, it's still going on through midnight tonight. All right. Make sure you're on a monthly subscription. If you're working the business, the compensation plan is awesome. It's a binary, and we are paid on the movement of these patches. We want to make sure people understand how powerful these patches are to help their bodies to regenerate. And we also want to make sure they understand how powerful this comp plan is to help their finances to regenerate. Right, everybody? So make sure you tell them about both. Don't decide for them if they want to make the money. Sometimes I talk to people and they say, well, you know, I have this friend, but she's not really interested in the money. How do you know for sure what's going on behind closed doors? A lot of people keep financial straits and financial problems behind closed doors. How many of you know that? And then you don't know until it happens and they're, you know, filing bankruptcy or the business door is shut and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know they were struggling. Right? So you do your part by just being a mouthpiece of hope and God's goodness and glory and tell them about this opportunity. Tell them about this patch. Let them decide if they want to run with it financially. That's not your decision to make. Okay, guys? But please know that you can earn up to $25,000 per week. We've got a lot of people doing that. Like I said, my friend Trina, she got in the vehicle today. She's an executive director down here in Timbuktu, South Dakota. And she said to me, how do I max that out at $7,500 a week? That is a woman who is sharp and wants to create a financial legacy for her family, right? She's got a young son that's just starting college. He's going to be a welder. I mean, she's got lots of stuff going on with her family. They're ranch people, right? What do you think it costs to run a ranch? And so the bottom line is she's like, I want to max that out. I want to optimize my income, right? And so I love that because she's not scared to say, we need the money. We need the money. We want the money. Show us how to make more of it, Renita. Right? So remember, we are paid on cycles when it comes to this binary, and every product has a cycle attached to it. So when you buy a pack of X39, that's 77 BB. One sleeve of X39 patches for 1 month is 77 BB. So as these orders go out, they add up 77, 77, right? When people start buying packages, 110, right? The packages all add up, and eventually you have points on one leg and points on the other leg if you're actively working this thing. And you have 330 BB on one side and 660 on the other. That's called one cycle. LifeWave subtracts it off. That's 990 BV, okay? And you get paid one cycle bonus of $50 for that. So they'll subtract that off for 990 and you'll get the $50. Now they keep doing that for every 990. It's 50, 50, 50, 50, all the way up to $25,000 a week. Okay, so the sky is the limit for you guys. Of course, the next way of earning is unlimited income potential with the matching bonus. First level leadership, you get a 25% check match on. When you're bringing people in, you should say to your teammates, I want you to max out the comp plan. Why? I'm just going to tell you the truth. If they're maxing out the comp plan, they're helping way lots of people. Okay? I want people helping so many people with their health. I want them to know what phototherapy is, how their bodies can regenerate and heal. But the bottom line is, when you have that first line leadership, do you want them making $500 a week or $25,000? I want all my team making $25,000 a week. You know why? Money matters. And if they're making $25,000, they're helping a whole lot of people get well. And I'm excited about that, right? So first level, you're going to get a 25% check match of that 25,000. And of course, second level check match, you're going to get a 20% check match of anybody in that second line leadership. That's the person that you sponsored, who they sponsored, right? That's a 20%. And then third level is another 20%. Retail profits, another way to earn. People can earn money by basically coming in and getting a website and sharing with their friends. And maybe their friends want to be retail customers. That's fine. You get a $50 bonus when they order one sleeve of X39. Okay. In addition to that, they have a 90-day money back guarantee. So it's a great deal, you guys. You know, there's 6 ways of earning right now. We had 92 people of the 400 people that won the trip last time on our team alone. Our next goal for the next trip is going to be 180. We heard wind and that it's going to be announced in the next couple weeks. Could be maybe at a place in Orlando. I'm not sure, but we'll soon find out. I'm hoping it happens there. But the bottom line is when they announce that regional incentive trip, it is go time. It is take off, blast off. And our goal is to have 180 people winning that trip incentive. And of course, there's other ways of earning, you guys. Like I said, the comp plan just keeps getting better. Print out this sign-up sheet if you need to. Talk to the person who invited you on here. Again, we're going to put that link for This Is It, the convention. You can get on there and you can literally get on the convention virtually. If you can't attend it in person, no problem. Can you attend it virtually for $125? And so that special, I think Gina said, lasts for 5 days, right, Scott? Is it 125? Scott's posting the link right now in LifeWave Wellness Warriors under featured. It's under the featured tab. So you got to go to featured and LifeWave Wellness Warriors, but it's for 5 days. I think that means it's for 3 more, maybe 2 more only. It was the 5-day incentive that they're doing with that discounted price under featured in LifeWave Wellness Warriors. And so the bottom line is, it's okay if you can't get there in person this time, but you should absolutely spend the money to get there virtually. You don't know what's going to happen in that 2 days, what you're going to hear, how you're going to, it's going to change your belief, your conviction. Maybe it's going to be something that David Schmidt says. He's going to be speaking. Maybe it's going to be Meredith, right? Maybe it's going to be someone that